Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my stealth spotters from Surplus Strength. Obviously in the gym there is a need for safety and there's a lot of ways for you to be safe while performing some heavier lifts. These spotters kind of fill a gap here. So what we've usually had when it came to spotter arms, and I'm going to be specifically talking about spotter arms in this review because that is what this is, but with spotter arms you typically get a large gusset coming down underneath the safety spotter arm, and that goes into a big huge channel that goes on the upright. It typically has to like go in and swing into place. That's really common when it comes to Rogue Fitness versions, Titan Fitness versions, as well as the Surplus Strength just normal safety spotter arms. So now the stealth spotters are a little bit different. What they seek to do is to actually give you that same level of protection, or at least a similar realistic level of protection, but give it to you in a way that doesn't take up as much space on the upright and also doesn't have the gusset, or at least not as big of a gusset. The other thing that the stealth spotter seeks to do is to actually work compatible with multiple different systems. So whether you're using inline holes like I have on my Arc Series V1, you have a Sorinex rack, a Stray Dog rack, anything with those inline holes, it's going to be compatible with that, as well as offset holes like you would find on a Rogue Monster, a Rep PR 5000, or even on the Bells of Steel 1-inch line of racks. I think it's called the Manacor. Now, what's different about this versus most other versions on the market is that rather than flipping down into place, what you actually do is you take out a pin that is inserted into the backside of the safety spotter arm, and then you slide it off the side. Now the reason that that's really nice is because it can be very easily adjusted up and down the rack because of that side accommodating channel. And again, it comes with the pin that you need to actually mount it, and then you just insert the magnetic pin, is what I'm using, in the backside. Now something of note is that the stealth spotters do not come with the speed pins from Surplus Strength, but that doesn't mean that you can't either, one, buy a set of speed pins that you can put those in your cart with the order, or you can even use, for instance, this bare steel band peg, and this will actually completely feed into the back of the safety spotter arm, and although you can't use number 9 and number 10 safety holes, it does still hold the unit in place. Now the big thing here is this unit strong? Now the actual channel is made out of 3/8" material. It has a 1-inch powder coated pin that is welded into place, and that's going to be what keeps it primarily on the rack. That's the bulk of what is going to keep it there. And really it's not depending on the pin as much as it's actually depending on this 3/8" steel channel that's all one piece to basically remain into that one piece. Now it's also got our face savers and all of the safety areas that would catch a barbell if you're using it as a safety are UHMW lined, and they are very nice. They look good and they hold up pretty well. Now mine are pretty beat up. I don't necessarily go light on these pieces of equipment, but even when they're beat up a little bit, it still looks nice. And what I mean by that is it has like these nice beveled edges. It's got some of that nice detail. It's got the countersunk holes. No expense has been spared when it comes to making this attractive as well as safe for your barbell. Now, one other point that I really like is that even this front lip actually has UHMW on it. So even if the barbell were to roll all the way forward and hit this, your knurling will be protected from that steel on steel that we don't want to damage our bars. You also have this 1/4-inch material that makes up the vertical, because what makes the stealth spotter a little bit more unique is that it is actually not made out of 3-inch tube. It is made out of flat steel that has been laser cut. Now the 1/4-inch material that's on the side here, and 1/4-inch is really heavy duty, has laser cut holes that look really good, as well as laser cut numbers going from 1 to 10. Those have been notched at a 3/16 in steel, steel has actually been put into the bottom and on the top, and those are what hold everything together as far as how this goes. Now, when Jason was testing this design out, he did use a forklift to drop a 685-pound barbell. Onto the safety spotter arms, which is really good because if I'm being honest, I don't have a barbell to spare to do a load test. Now, mind you, they are safety spotter arms and they're gonna get dinged up, especially if you fail lifts or you use them for other purposes that we're about to get into, but they ultimately will save your life. And with the face saver, as well as all the UHMW, both your face, your body, your life, and your bar will thank you for using an upgraded spotter arm like this. Some other things that make this unique is because it doesn't have that incredibly large gusset that would normally run along the bottom side, which would give it the strength that it needs. You can actually mount this upside down and you can use it for other purposes. Now, there are certain attachments such as the Lat Seat from Stray Dog Strength. Now, the Lat Seat from Stray Dog Strength can mount on the top of this because the Lat Seat itself is designed to be mounted onto a spotter arm that has UHMW lining on it. Now, what gets really cool here is the Stray Dog spotter arms have that large gusset. So where if you had purchased maybe a single cable column ATR unit, you can now actually lower your seat down low enough that you can probably end up using that as a lat pull down. Now, whether the ratios and the weight is enough for you, that's a different story. I'm just saying the possibility to do it is there. But what do you do if you have pieces of equipment that you want to put onto a spotter arm that are not designed to accommodate that UHMW layer? Now, when it's upside down, what you have is 3 inches side to side, but you also have a bare element up here where you could take other attachments. Now, I'm going to put my UPS low on this, and the reason that I wouldn't be able to put it on the other side is because the UPS low is designed to actually be mounted flush with the top of a cross member. So now what you could potentially do, if you have a UPS system, is to actually take your UPS low, mount it to the safety spotter arm, and you could feed it up to your UPS high, and now what you have is kind of a rigged cable column sort of thing, but you can also use it for any other attachment that is designed to go over a cross member. Obviously, you can also use this to do many other functions. Now, if you have a set of handles, so like a pair of knurled handles or some sort of 1-inch style handles, you can also insert them into this and you can use it as a dip attachment. Now, as for the quality of construction, everything is very well constructed. All of the welds are really well done. They look good. It looks like a bunch of stacked dimes, and you definitely can tell that you're getting a very high quality piece of equipment that will serve purposes as both a safety spotter arm as well as an attachment piece for accessorizing your gym. That quality also extends to some of the finer details. For instance, the Surplus Strength logo that's in the very end here. And as I touched on earlier, the laser cut numbers as well as the laser cut holes are incredibly high definition, well defined. I like the font, I like everything about it. I'm a huge fan. Now, one area that I really do wish more companies would take seriously, and I really got the idea for this from the Mutant Metals Ultimate Dip Attachment. So on the Mutant Metals constructed version, it actually has like a bare stainless steel pin that they use to insert into the upright. Now, what's really nice about that is that you don't scratch it as you put it on and off of the upright during operation. So if I was getting nitpicky, I would say that that's a really good area to potentially improve the unit, but everywhere else that it matters, it's really good. Anywhere that's going to touch metal has UHMW lining, so there's no metal to metal contact either between the barbell or between the rack, and it's really a super well heavy constructed unit, and each arm weighs 25 pounds each. As I touched on earlier, 27 3/16 inches long, and that's going to be the total length from the front to the back. You got 20 inches of total catch space, which is amazing, plus that little area here, it's about 2 inches to save your face in the event that you're bench pressing and it's coming for your schnoz. And then of course, it only takes up 7 7 inches of space on the upright, which is really where the Stealth Spotter is going to be amazing. So now for the thing that y'all are probably wondering about, which is going to be the price tag. How much is it? And that is the one area where it's kind of like, damn. So I did pay for this. I did the pre-order when they first came out, and I have no buyer's remorse about it, but $475 is what it's going to cost to get these things home to you today. Now, if you use coupon code KurtLocker at checkout, you can save 5% on the Stealth Spotters, and it's something that definitely is worth it, I think, in the long run. Not only are you getting a good product, you're also protecting yourself and being safe in the gym. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Is $475 worth it for something that increases the capability of your rack? That's been it for this review. I appreciate each and every single one of you that watch my videos every week. And remember, when it comes to your training, your safety, and your gym, you should always keep it better, awesome, and of course, badass. I'll see you guys next time.